ich hatte doch einen Emote zum Sitzen. Repeat after me. Crispy, juicy, tender.
Auf Tasten drauf, der hat sich recht früh gegen Taiwan geholt und wir sehen, das Scoreboard hat ihn.
Ich habe sie gesagt. Benno, unglaublich stark. Auch jetzt in dieser Runde im Endgame mit dabei gewesen. Ich glaube, es war der 6. oder 7. Platz. Völlig egal. 6 Individuen insgesamt und 51 Punkte, die sie direkt seine Review gemacht.
Up frequently in the leaderboards, and I'm not surprised to see him first kind of after those 2 games at all, to be honest with you, because he was one of the players that I'm thinking top 10, top 5, but to see him first already after 2 matches, he could be taken away with it.
Yeah, this is really Vino's time to shine, really. Obviously, wasn't able to play in the FNCS finals, missed out there, but now getting a chance to maybe, make up for some of the earnings he missed. Once again, you can see Thomas doing what Thomas does best, picking up some fancy highlights. I think, he did get himself into a bit of trouble there with Mats, and that does often happen, right? You do see a lot of these players who maybe don't have, the best rotation or the best loot paths and, material paths available to them, not able to survive for long periods of time. You get into these sticky situations where you run low on mats and it's all over. You can see Benji there in a similar position, even after his pop-off, right? Still running low on mats and then eventually being taken out. These are the things that players are going to be thinking about, right? Tayson, somebody who talked about, having much more resources available to him than many other players, and that seemed to have helped out today in this specific game. How does that move forward in the next sort of games is the big thing.
I mean, I think for Tayson in that particular situation, it's like you get that end game refresh where you need it. You've managed to get yourself tons of materials. Benji at that moment was running low, so he dropped down, and that was a perfect moment for Tayson just to take height. And with those extra materials, you saw Teak scrambling for it on the low ground, right? He was looking for it. He was trying to do whatever he could on the low ground, but Tayson was chilling out. He was relaxed. He had the mats. He knew he had the HP advantage too with the chug cannon, so he played it slow, cool, calm, and collected. And I went back earlier today and watched his 12 elimination victory royale from the solo FNCS, the big game that kind of pushed him to be first and to win that. And his reaction, you know what it was? Nothing. Didn't even say a word. You could hear his keys typing away. You could just hear him not even an excitement on one of the most incredible games I've seen in FNCS history, to be honest with you. Nothing. So I'm trying to wonder, after that victory royale, what was his reaction?
Well, look, the big thing for me, right, in sort of the final moments of that game is just going to be sort of looking at, height, right? He obviously wins that game from above, and just before that, we saw Benji actually take height for a moment. These final stages, who's the last person to take height? You don't want to take it too early. First move, if you take it, pretty useless at that stage, right? You want to try to take it as late as possible. And some of these height takes aren't even that complicated. Like when Benji took it, he just looked up, realized, no one's above me, let me just have it, right? And similar thing with Tayson. So how does that sort of play out? We'll see. Still a couple games left.
Bro, and I don't know how it's happening, but Janus is always in that high ground position right there toward the end, and then he just drops it. So, and again, this is just the first 2 games. Anything can still happen. But with all that being said, we're going back into the action. Shy Wager, Sancho S, back over to you, boys.
Action's too hot. There's just too much action right now, and it's all with these players who are the rising up and comers, those legends, the veterans. They're having trouble right now in the first 2 games, Sancho.
It's just showing you the talent of all of the players in the EU region. It keeps getting deeper and deeper with every passing FNCS season. And stars that are really great. We're seeing the flashes of brilliance, just like with Benji able just to have a pop-off. We're seeing, Thomas HD having those flashes of brilliance. But it's the new stars that are shining a little bit brighter here today. Stars like Vino, which is, like I mentioned during match 1, a dark horse who has the ability to rack up elims. And you're looking at it, a 5th and 4th place in this first and second match. I'm expecting some big things from Vino going forward.
Yeah, Vino and Shies are just kind of head-to-head right now. Shies is also going down a little bit earlier in that last game, so hopefully looking for that consistency at the top of the board, Sandro. It's not only about getting that one game pop-off, but then playing well for the rest of the tournament.
If you're looking at all the past match histories of the solos that people winning, you see a lot of just like early eliminations, getting out early, but then you see those pop-off games, and that is what we're looking for. Who's going to have the next pop-off game? Who is going to be able to shine bright on the biggest stage here on Fortnite in the main channel everywhere? Thank you so much for joining us, and yo, Party Royale. Throw a tomato at Shy's face next time.
Yeah, my face is very tomatoable. What's not a joke right now is the off-spawn fights we're watching in these games. Game number 3, the best one to watch for you and me, except for that final one that comes in on the day. This is where we see most of the changes. This is where we see desperate people actually making their move, their chance. Snazy all the way in caddy corner. He's already starting off with a fight. Actually, the first shot that's been ringed through the entire Fortnite Battle Royale island. Looks like Zyku has a few shields to pop. He's going to break that floor. No match for him to hold. Genius here from Snazy. He's almost out of ammunition, though. He has to make sure these final shots, they hit their target.
He has to close this out quickly because who knows what Zako has in his inventory. He's going to go on in. Ooh, that's not a sound you want to hear if you're Snazy. That is the sound of an SMG, and that's going to send him packing and out of this engagement here. But match 3, it's about the halfway point. You're right, Shayo. People make those changes. You see Vino picking up Asterios quickly in the feed. So Vino not changing the formula, sticking to it, and actually he's adding a little bit more gas to it.
Yeah, Vino currently our leader right now in the All-Star solos. 53 points in total after that elimination. Snazy could have a chance to clap back right there, but unfortunately is not able to finish out that Elim and get Caddy for free. That'll affect his loot heavily. Benji, meanwhile, headed forward near the dish. He's looking to see exactly what he can take out over here. You can see the leaderboard on the left side. It's still a very, very close game. A few eliminations, a difference in placement. Everyone's really neck and neck on show. This next game, we could have completely different names on the top of the board.
Absolutely, and as you've seen, the leaderboard will get shaken up as Safik takes up Reason out in the feed, down at the aftermath here. But this is the battle that a lot of people on social media had their eyes on. Benji versus Pink. Can Benji Fishy able to take out Pink, and Pink using the fish sticks? A little bit of mind games that's happening between the two. So far, Benji, I think it's 1-1 because last time Benji went down early here. And what we see, if Benji could survive in the end game, he has the potential to take it all.
Endurance is one of the biggest things inside this competition as well. You're absolutely right. It's not only surviving end games, but multiple. A lot of these youngins, they come in and they win the first few games. They kind of teeter off because that pressure, the sweat, it builds up over and over. Benji, he's used to the long form games. He's used to these drawn out 12-game tournaments, but this is just a sixer for now. Just 6 matches we're watching on the day.
Oh my goodness, Pink coming in, the shot just missed for Benji. But I've been in these kind of fights here down at the Defiant Dish, and it could take a long time. But it looks like Pink is about to end that quickly here, and now he has Benji's on the ropes with a big tag, with that green tack here. And now Benji's trying to find humility. There's just so many ways you could kind of crouch and walk away, and the fight gets drawn out. Rick Sanchez enjoying the engagement here, helping out Pink. We got an action. It's Rick Sanchez there. We're helping him out, dropping those bandies right there as Mappy picks up Janice. Wow, Mappy has had 2 games where he's taken out big names in this All-Star Showdown solo.
I don't know what Mappy's doing, but we gotta watch some perspective of that as to how that fight's breaking down. It might be because he has insane loadouts and a powerful type of difference in the weapons he has in his inventory, because right now you can see it with Pink versus Benji. This tack, when you have it early, you can commit to fights with just Benji. This great pump. Elim. Vortex, though, going down to Refsguard right now. And this man might have the most eliminations, right, of all time in terms of solo finals. This is a very, very different finals, though, right? There was no open, big, qualifying overtime system rolling in. This is FNCS All-Stars, the best of the best from trios coming through. It's very, very different vibes. Some of these guys might not even be the best solo players, right? So they attack the game in a very different way. It switches up the way that Tayson has to basically go for every single situation.
Kaiser picking up Benji Fishing Feet. At the same time, there is no mythical Shockwave grenade launcher as well. That's the season that he was able to find success as a champion. So that is what we're all deal with. And at the same time, there's so much pressure on Tayson to be like a 3-time champion as well. I remember everyone was like, can he go back-to-back and all this kind of crazy stuff. So all that is off the board. So that's what's so exciting here. Last time Tayson was a champion was in Season 4 alongside with Mongo and Mitro. Deceptos there coming from the Flopper Island. So far, this is one of those players that it does well in solos, and it just hasn't happened here today from him. I thought this guy coming all the way from the north side with all those fishing spots available to him would have some ability to have at least some floppers, but it looks like Shio, there's no fishing there. They all went dry. There's no spots, but he does find himself with a very powerful purple pump shotgun.
Yeah, low tide it looks like, and he's actually going to be out of options in this end game. Purple shotguns are huge, right, Sancho? Even purple tax or whatever you want to be rolling in with. You need AR, though. It's just some ammo. Not even like a blue, green, or purple, gold one. If you just have a gray AR and lots of ammo as well, it can help you out rolling in with the game. The biggest issue, though, right, whether they're in the loot pool or not, if you don't have that ammunition to use, if you have the best shotgun in the game, but you can't actually affect people in the way they're moving, you're going to be at a loss for everything, every type of pressure in the game.
All our competitors are making a move, and my point is Deceptos came in second place in that same season that Tayson was the champion, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he is supposed to do well. Like, he's one of those ones on paper that would have a top 15 finish, but so far on the bottom of the board here, Wakey with 16 points total. Wakey looking solid, having 1 elimination. Wakey coming in 39th place into this match here. Kiku picking up Mosh in the feed. And then we're taking a look here. Wakey only has a short rotation to make his way in, has Mayhem in front of him. Let's see who has the advantage here. Gray has a nice perch on top of a mountain here. So many people in this where Savage is in, and that's what I'm concerned about for Savage here. He has so much people surrounding him on this rotation. Yeah, he has a clean drop, but it gets awfully dirty making his way through the safe zones.
And I'm trying to figure out exactly where Vino is, how some of these top 5 people are looking. Fast Strokey when rolling into this game, how is he looking currently right now? Thomas HD, if he's still alive, where he could be inside the... On this one, the half and half and desperate eyes looking in the nighttime right now all around. The entire map just goes dark as Storm Surge starts. So, Thomas and a bunch of people who are above will have to move, but people like Shizo, second place, they're desperate. Baiting this launch pad, it's genius, but it's seen. This is All-Stars, baby. That low trick won't work. All good, though. He moves 33 and caught on a tree, too. No, now down just a sliver of HP. Needs to land a shot here, or he's going to go down. So close. 10 above, though. A miracle from Shizo.
Just survives that Storm Surge just a bit. Luckily he has the Chug Cannon, but that Chug Cannon is on a cooldown. Thomas HD now taking flight, flying over Shizo here. No tags on Thomas HD as they make their move. But Vino, oh no, Vino gets attacked from Shizo. You're wondering where Vino is. There he is, and Shizo, satisfied with that tag, is going to move on through and make his way into the safe zone. Tayson picking up Hottie in the feed. Savage right in front of Shizo. Savage could go ahead and pick up this elimination. Deceptos did get an Elim on this rotation. He's just right above Shizo here as a lead is piling up right now, Shio.
Second place is struggling right now and passing by the first, and boom, another pump coming down, but they're only hitting for 27s. Shizo low mats, I get it, but how is he allowed to do this? No one else is looking at him. We're punishing him for being in the open. He's going straight for Vino. He's trying to take the throne, but he's not going to be able to penetrate there just right yet through the wall. Shizo will have to move over to the left side. Oh my god, the mats are shambles, but somehow has found a way to survive all the way towards the back inside this zone. No one is here. It's a barren wasteland. Has to use his final mats to try to get in. And it's a small top corner of the box that keeps second place inside the running.
He pushed Vino to use his mats to get up away from him. Now he's down to one, desperately hitting, and Shizo finally gets found out by Noah Riley. And Noah Riley not only rewarded with those 2 Elim points, but also rewarded with that chug cannon. So that's going to be a great win condition for him going forward. Vino with 1 Elim. He's known to do well. Picks up some big ones on Wazy. Wazy now has to bottle up and get away from that pressure. Chapix, who we saw earlier, poke at Benji Fishy. Now we're on board with Andalix, the Frenchman, with only 9 points. Deceptos gets swag. Thomas HD, is that the snipe that we were looking for on Chapix? I believe so. And Andalix is going to use the spoils and pick up the loot. I believe it was. We're going to take a look. Hope we got a replay of that.
Absolutely crazy, because Chapix, this man, is at half and half high ground king. Thomas HD taking him out, it looks like, from a mile away. Andalix now controls that high ground. This man that's been suppressed the entire, I would say, back-to-back FNCSs. So close towards that top 3. No teammates to worry about right now, though. No off-spawn contestants. It's about him controlling the end game. There's a reason his name's popping up on every single region right now. It's because of how good he is at maintaining control. The thing is, though, Vidil, he's looking for the retake. He's going on the left side. That zone, it's all the way towards the back. He chooses actually to drop down and not go up. This does thwart Andalix's plans, though. He's worried, and he's focusing on Vidil. Meanwhile, Thomas HD, this man's in mid-ground, Sancho, and he's looking pretty good.
Coming into the fight in 7th place, you saw Vino as well in the POV. Our first place leader still looking solid in this fight. Sapit picking up Blackie. Wakey taking out Vino. Our first place is gone as Thomas AC is on the same layer as Wakey here. He might be able to pick up this elimination, but he gets tagged for leaving that edit open here. Thomas AC is in shambles in a bit when it comes to the health-wise, and he has to work on through because that Storm's on the backside. Paco picking up Wakey in the feed here as Thomas AC has no point, but he has to go down into the depths of the low ground where we all know there's so many other people desperate, and that desperation comes through, getting taken out.
Andalix went close down and personal with Vidil to maybe have a conversation with him, keeping down below, saying, hey man, stop these retakes. At the same time, though, looks like on the right side there's more players who are looking to gain and take height. Height has been the thing that's been winning these solo games towards the very end. We're now going towards the 8th zone. Deceptos, Greyangel, Light all the way down below. Tayson's still alive as well on the same layer as Vidil, but it's Andalix who gets to play this 90-degree angle and sit like a king all the way up on height. Tayson, though, meanwhile, on the peasant layers down below, it's chaos all around. You open a wall and 4 different shotguns get shot in front of you. He's looking to see what he can do next. So much loot down there, so many mats. He's baiting it, and boom! Kinzo, he takes a huge shot, but none of these bulls are his own. 7 mats now for Tayson as he's looking to survive. Light, he gets shut out. And now with 6 people left, this is where that real big placement comes in.
Regardless of the finish of Tayson, this is a great game for him to follow up that victory out. These are the string of games that you need to be able to solidify yourself in a top 3 situation in terms on the leaderboard. Kenzel, a big name in the region, a DreamHack champion, now moving his way through, trying to pick up as many loot as possible here. Has that chug cannon, and he has 2 to work with. This is a top 5 situation. Game 3 of the All-Star Showdown Solos and Cammy.
learn from it. I went to
I'm a kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm a kitty, kitty, kitty.